Përshëndetje motra.
Mirë se keni ardhur në Trime podcast.
I'm Leonarda.
I'm Lejla. Welcome home. Last time we were here was together, March or April. It might have been April. I might be wrong. But it's been a while. I feel like we say that in every episode. Like, oh my God, it's been so long since we've been in their studio.
But you know what? Even a week feels like a month.
Oh my God, absolutely.
When we're far away from each other.
Absolutely. I know. I mean, like...
We sound like hopeless romantics.
Do you know how much we've done since we recorded We Went to Kosovo? We haven't even spoken about that. Do you know how much has changed in our lives since we were last in the studio together? So much.
I feel like a whole different person.
How have you been?
Good.
Good.
So good.
What does good mean?
I've been overwhelmed.
Yeah, so not good. Not good
I've been
at all.
fucking overwhelmed.
There we go, yes.
So
we're getting there,
overwhelmed.
yeah. Good
I've been
start.
stressed.
Yeah.
Sleepless night.
Yeah.
Anxiety top notch.
Yeah.
I've lost so much weight.
You have.
20 kilos.
You absolutely have.
Oh my goodness. Can't wait.
How do you feel?
So good.
Yeah.
I feel so good in my body, but I feel so good mentally.
Yeah.
I think it's not more so like how I look, it's how I feel. Yeah, I feel so good mentally because I feel like it's weird. When you lose a bit of weight, you start to feel like you can do more physically, and that's what's been really positive for me. But also just seeing like myself in the mirror sometimes. So that's been really positive. I'm really happy about that. I'm happy with all the stuff we've done with Trime. We've done so much.
I don't even actually know where to start because there's so much we've done since we were last in the studio together. I don't actually know where to start and what to share.
Yeah. We've updated everyone on emails.
Yeah.
So if you're not subscribed, please
subscribe to our mailing list.
Yeah.
We have a whole website, www.trime.co.uk. You can go on there, subscribe to our mailing list and keep up to date with what we're doing.
Yeah.
Leo sends out monthly newsletters.
Yes, I do.
A lot of effort goes into what we do behind the scenes. So if you want to keep up with what we're doing, www.trime.co.uk. Listen, we've got to plug our stuff. We've got shit to do, and we are going to shamelessly be plugging everything going forward. Absolutely. Because if there's one thing that I think I'm like not sick of, but I'm just like so bored of hearing I'm so bored of everyone thinking that we're out here like rolling in money for some reason. I don't know why people think that. They think that we're out here rolling in millions since we started the podcast. Meanwhile, we're crying because we're like, we don't even know how we're going to afford the podcast sessions.
We're crying because we're doing everything ourselves. I'm sat until 2 a.m. building website pages for the website, doing everything myself. But I mean, it's, you know, in a way, I love everything we've done with the website. I'm so proud of it. And we got some donations this month as well.
Yeah, just a massive thank you to those who have donated so far. We do have a donation link on our website, don't we? And we post it often on our Instagram.
Yes, and it's also on the first link on our link tree. So definitely check it out. But also, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to the donators. We're not going to say any names, obviously, but if you ever want to donate and you want to leave us a message that you want us to read out on the pod, definitely send it to us.
Do you see what we just did? And me and Leo are so guilty of this. We start off by being like, oh yeah, this is how I feel. And then we avoid how we feel and we immediately start talking about work. We immediately start talking. So everyone's like, oh, I can't believe you've achieved so much with a pod in such a short time. Yeah, that's because we do it non-fucking stop.
Yeah, we never
sleep,
stop.
Eat, breathe,
Podcast,
Sleep, eat, breathe, repeat. Literally, sleep, eat, breathe, repeat, That's all we do. But also to our own detriment. I noticed that, to our own detriment. For a whole year, every time we're supposed to sit down and actually talk about our feelings, what do? We talk about work instead.
Yeah, we talk about, you know, where we want Trime to go.
Yeah.
We talk about all the success we've had because we feel so shit about ourselves.
God,
you know,
I'm having like all of these existential crises.
You're having a midlife crisis.
I'm literally having an internal crisis right now. I'm going to talk about it today.
Yeah.
But we're so guilty. Like, I think it was about a month ago, like we had a day together where you came to mine and we were, which was good because we were supposed to talk about work and then we just ended up crying all day. Actually, I feel really shit. Literally. I feel really overwhelmed.
Yeah, some of the stuff we said to like some of the stuff that came out, I felt so much better afterwards because I was like, okay, I feel so much more aligned, not just with Trime, but more with my life.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, what they don't see is, you know, it's like social media, everything that, you know, all the kind of media or videos, everything that you put out seems so perfect. Oh, this person has a perfect life. That's not true. Yeah. And, you know, we're humans and we go through so much bullshit that we have to go through. And especially in what we talk about, DV, GBVA, like we're talking about hard stuff. The only thing we're processing it with is jokes to one another, and that's
quite
it.
Literally, and just laughing at comments.
Just laughing at comments.
That's how we deal with our trauma.
Yeah, genuinely.
And how we actually avoid feeling what we should be feeling and dealing with it.
Exactly.
Is we just avoid, and we throw ourselves into work. And then you came over that day, and we just kind of had a whole big crying session. But yeah, we did feel so much better afterwards, didn't we? And I think for me, that was the first time that I've actually been able to sit down with someone like a sister, another Albanian woman, and actually just talk about my feelings. Yeah.
Because it's relatable.
Well, the thing is growing up, like even with my mum, we don't talk about feelings, even though we are literally the most emotional people. Yeah. We're the most emotional people, and yet somehow we are the most emotionally illiterate people. Yeah. Like even if I would say to my mum, for example, if I was feeling like a bit of grief from my aunt and my grandma, she'd be like, yeah. You know, and I get it. I completely understand why she says that because her coping mechanism. But I've never actually had that chance to sit down with someone else who's from my culture, another woman who completely understands how I feel.
And it's hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's so hard, especially when you were brought up in a household, the oldest for both of us. You had to control your emotions all the time. So now in my adulthood, when someone comes to me crying or something, I lock myself up emotionally and I just try to be there. Yeah. But I don't even know how to process your own emotions, let alone my emotions. So I just try to be your best friend.
I don't see you like that at all. Like you're very much like you're there and you help solve the problem, whatever it is. You're really good at listening. You're amazing at listening, and you're amazing at like being really affirming and really validating. And you're a really good problem solver.
Do you think so?
100%. Like the way you view yourself is not how I view you at all.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I'm a solutions person, but if someone comes, like when you, because now I consider you as one of my siblings. Yeah. Like, I've adopted you now, like, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. But when my siblings call me and when you call me or when you send me like those messages that we had this week.
Oh yeah. I was having a little bit of a meltdown.
My goodness. I like veç sa si ja kom çu në voice note me thon Lejla mos ma tesh birthën of Aile bre. Like come on bro.
You having your own issues and me having a complete crisis.
It's not even about own issues, but I just become really realistic. Yeah. And that's why I said to you, what you can control is what you go do. And what you can't control, so throw it out of the fucking window.
Like, okay, I'm going to go change my bed sheets because they need changing.
When you said that to me, I was just like...
and then this, and then this, and then this. And like, to be fair, it is all on the outside, like first world problems, right? What I am stressing over are not things that I have almost died from in the past.
But it's still valid.
It is. And I'll tell you why. And I clocked why all of these like triggers were stacking, even though they're so minuscule. But first, one thing about me is if I'm like in a crisis, I'm the coolest, calmest person. I'll just be like, well, I mean, it's not really ideal, but do you know what I mean? Like, what can you do? Check in a bar. Throw one minor inconvenience at me, I lose my shit. You've seen it. I lose my shit. Yeah. Like, I absolutely lose my shit. And that's what's been happening. Okay, I'm really going to sound spoiled in a way, but it's okay, for example, this sounds, now I'm laughing because it sounds so spoiled, but we're having our dining room done, right? And I don't have like a strict routine like what most normal people would, but I do have my own routine. Like I know when the cleaner's going to come, I know what time I'm going to cook dinner. And do you know what I mean? It's certain things, like I know what Bella's going to do. I know when Dan's going to come home. And the second, even though we've been waiting for a whole year to get this dining room done, right? Because we couldn't find a contract. Finally got a contractor in. And as soon as we had to start moving the things so that they had access to the dining room, my heart was like... Like I was getting so stressed. I was getting so stressed because it felt like that's exactly what it felt like. I don't know a better way to explain it. It just felt like everything was upside down, right? And it's still like that because they're not anywhere near finished yet. And then some other stuff, just like career-related stuff. None of it is actually crisis, like a real proper crisis. Just some career-related stuff, like some huge transitions that are happening for me that, you know, I'm trying to process through and work through. And then I was sitting there and I was looking at the calendar and I was like, oh, something feels really familiar about this date. Something feels really familiar. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know if you've ever read The Body Keeps the Score, or if you know about it, if you heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so it's mostly about how trauma is stored in your body and your nervous system, and how like there's parts of your nervous system and DNA that mutates from PTSD or complex PTSD. I'm not a psychotherapist. Yeah, I'm not. This is just things that I've read. I highly suggest you go do your own research so that you understand like what I'm saying. So as I was looking at the calendar, I realised that this weekend is exactly 6 years ago when like was the last time that my ex-husband attacked me.
Nobody remembers.
Yeah, like it was the last time when he attacked me, and I was like, oh my God, if I don't leave now, this man is going to kill me. He's never going to change. He's never going to stop. This is no longer like something that I can hide and like minimize and deny. This man one day is going to kill me. I have to leave. And it's funny because a lot of this mimics what I'm going through. And I was like, I'm having an internal crisis. And it's really about making certain decisions in my own life, about transitioning and, I can't say the word, metamorphosis. Because we're going through a huge transition phase. Us like with our own jobs, our careers, because we know where Trime is heading. Like we have a whole 6 months ahead of us of so much stuff that we're doing behind the scenes. We know what's coming at the end of those 6 months. It feels like so much is changing, right? And so much has changed in the last year, but now it's like, shit, things are really getting serious. Like this is real big boy change. And I guess I was just struggling to process it because it's that fear of like stepping into the unknown, right?
Yeah.
But also currently living a life, or, you know, like everything no longer feels like it's mine. Trime is what I should be doing 24/7. This should be what my full-time job is. Nothing else career-wise in my life feels...
right, it doesn't fit.
The thing is, it does, because Vogue is my purpose. Like working in violence towards women and girls is my purpose. So everything we do here does align, but there's so much that's about to shift and change that isn't my everyday life right now. It's not my reality. Yeah. And it's that sense of being like, okay, so much is going to change. I don't know if the grass is greener on the other side. So do I just stay in my comfortable little bubble because I know what happens here?
No.
But this is exactly when you have this kind of level of trauma stored in your body, even when you're like in recovery and healing, and you're like, oh, fucking cracks recovery, you know, like, I'm thriving, I'm doing great. And in so many ways you are, but then certain things come up, like anniversaries and dates come up, and all of a sudden your body, your nervous system starts to remember. Yeah. This is quite literally what a therapist has said to me, that the body doesn't know, your body, your brain doesn't know happiness. It just knows its nervous system. And if the nervous system is used to a crisis, to abuse, to violence, that's what it's used to. And it's going to repeat those cycles because that's what it thinks it should be doing. It knows how to react to that. That's what it thinks it should be doing. So when we say like we're chasing happiness, the only way we can do that is by actually changing patterns.
Yeah.
And even when you are actively doing the work in recovery, I mean, I've told you lot, I'm 6 years, quite literally next week will be 6 years in therapy.
Wow.
So even when you are doing the work and you're committed to it, your body still remembers.
Yeah, of course.
Your body still remembers.
It's difficult. It's difficult. But, you know, I feel like this all started from when we got together. As in, not your midlife crisis. I think you've been going through
that. 36, midlife crisis.
Your situationship.
My situationship.
I think you've been going through that for this whole year, actually.
Yeah.
But I think...
All right, fucking call me out, why don't you? Jesus.
Whatever you've been going through has been going through for some time. Has been going through some time. I feel like when we had that conversation, when I came over and we had that conversation, and it was all about like how we hate where we are and blah, blah, blah. I feel like because you made me see actually where I am, I've outgrown it. I'm bleeding out.
That's what it is. It's not that necessarily things don't align, it's that I've outgrown it.
Exactly.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Exactly. And that's
you just made me like
ding,
ding, ding.
And that's because I was listening to your stories yesterday. For everyone, follow Lejla's Instagram, please. She always posts. When we don't speak, that's where I get my updates, just to make sure she's alive. And it's not just you,
because Dan has to as well. Because I get hyper-focused on work, and Dan has to then go and check my stories just to see if I'm alive.
She's like, she's making pastel today. Great, she's alive.
Literally.
But listening to your stories yesterday, it made everything click into my head, and I was like, we spoke about this. You said the same things to me that you were realizing that I've now realized. Yeah. And now, because now that we've realized both, we're so aligned. But yeah, we've outgrown. Yeah. And now that we've outgrown it,
absolutely.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And everything that we're doing with Trime, it's a lot of work. And that's also why I'm feeling overwhelmed. Not because there's so much to do with Trime. I love it and there's so much passion there behind it. But there's a certain way I like to do stuff, especially when it comes to admin. I like to go from A to Z.
You have to just let Leo get on with it. I've tried.
I've
tried.
No, like I take the long route for a lot of admin stuff. And I take the long route because I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
I'd rather do it neher. If it takes me 2 hours, it doesn't matter. I'll do it once and that's it. But everything else is really overwhelming. The job, like you're doing so much at once. You're being there for so many people, and then you're carrying all of this like stress because everyone calls you with their problems. But I guess we've outgrown. We are different people.
We have, and that's what it is. And you've just hit the nail on the head. What a light bulb moment you've given me. That's what it is. And that's why I felt like I was having an internal crisis, because it was like, I love my job. Like, I love what I do. I love working in the sector. I love everything about it. And it was, I was looking at it too black and white. It was like, I have a very all or nothing mentality.
Yeah. And I know it's hard to start. I know it's so hard. I know it's easy to stay comfortable and keep there. But like I said to you yesterday,
yeah, exactly.
Literally. Die tomorrow.
That's your
mantra.
Two top mantras. Sodje nesrasie. Nesra mas nesre. Yeah, that's your two mantras.
Yeah, when you're like, when you're like to me, but Leo, when is it gonna happen? I'm like, nesra mas nesre sidia. Like, boom, it could happen. But that's the sort of person I am, because if I don't keep that mantra.
Yeah,
Leo, I know what you mean, would be in a psychic
I know what
hospital.
You mean, because I think like we have to have that level of hope in us. We have to have that level of hope in us to do this.
Yeah.
You know, like, because to get so many no's and so many doors closed in your face, quite literally in your face, and for people to purposely isolate you, which whatever, we don't care, but for people to purposely isolate you because you've actually got the balls to go out there and say the things that we're saying, it's a lot. Like it takes its toll in the sense that you feel really alone. It's literally just me and you.
Yeah, which is, to be fair, all we need. because
no, it is all we need. It absolutely is all we need. But when you know what you're capable of, and you know what everything, the pod, the whole project is capable of, and it's like no after no after no after no, and you're impatient like I am, it is sometimes like bosh it de sprung.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I just, like I said yesterday in messages, I said to you, when I was younger, I used to be the most impatient person. Open, close business, open this digital, open that, whatever, close, do this, do that, because I wanted everything quick. And then at some point, I just stopped because I was like, why isn't it happening? Why this? And then I started saying, oh, I can't do this. Like, I'm not built for this.
You start thinking that you're the problem.
Yeah. And then I guess, but this is why, like, you know, patience, I guess, as you grow older and older, just comes with it. But I grew so much patience because of my husband, because he taught me happiness, and, you know, like, everything.
Not everything is for you.
Exactly. And now I'm just patient because I can feel it in my gut.
Same. I know. That's the thing. It's like the knowing and the being. I know 100%. It's in my gut, it's in my heart, and it's in my head. But practicing that patience for me has always been hard. The biggest challenge in all aspects of my life. Because like I want it, not now, I wanted it yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I am the most impatient person, and then I drive myself insane, and then I spiral because I'm like, it's not happening, why is it not happening? And that's not, I'm not even necessarily talking about the pod because we know what's going to happen. It's anything, almost everything in my life. Like when I want something to happen, I want it.
Yeah.
Then and there. Yeah.
Which is why we have a quick turnaround of everything.
Yeah. We do, don't we?
We have a quick turnaround.
Oh, we do, don't we?
We really do.
Oh my God.
You will give me an idea in the morning, Leo, we should do this by the evening. Here's the graphic. Here's the caption. And you're like, no rush. I'm like, no, there is a rush actually, because I'll fucking forget about this completely. So I'm doing it now. Because when you say no rush, I'm like, I'm just going to do it now. And I'd rather just do it then and there, over and dusted, and that's it. But our volunteers know how quick we are. Yeah. They're amazing. They're amazing. And they're just very, they're so smart.
Yeah.
For being so young, a lot of our volunteers are really young. And they're just so smart. And I'm so proud of them.
Very clued on, very intelligent.
And I'm so proud of them because each time I speak to them, I don't
just
know.
So proud.
Like, so proud.
Yeah, 100%.
Just so proud.
I know, and it's frustrating in the sense that, you know, we do have this team of such talented women to work with, and a lot of the work that we want to do, we still just can't do it because, you know, we make a joke about people think that we're rolling in money, but the reality is you can't do this work with no money. You can't do this work without resources because you cannot deliver safety, you cannot deliver a victim service to women without the right resources in place.
And
it's not possible. You can't do that. But that's because we don't have the resources. Yeah. That's it. That's the reality of it.
And I think that's the life of every single entrepreneur. I genuinely do. I don't think there is one entrepreneur that says, I started this project in January and I finished it in February.
It became a success overnight.
And, you know, delivered it, blah, blah, blah. No. And that's kind of what keeps me going. Because I, you know, Lejla messages me a lot. And I message Lejla a lot.
I was going to say, like, we message each other a lot, okay?
You know, we message each other a lot. But when you say to me, oh my God, we got another no, I actually, you know, sometimes, you know, I get a bit happy. Do you know why?
Why?
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you why.
I'm like falling apart and you're like...
No, let me tell you why. Because that no for me means that those people were never for us. And I would rather have a no if that funding was not for us, then I would rather have that, like, a no than a yes.
I know.
That's how
and I know how entrepreneurship works. Like, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand. But when, for example, we have this team of volunteers, right? And my vision is to create a service, a victim advocacy service for Albanian women. Now, we can't do any of that without the resources and finances in place. to deliver a service safely to women, you have to have them all enhanced DBS checked. You have to have them all trained to like the high, and the way that I would have them trained is like top of the top. And I know the best people in the sector to train up advocates. Yeah. Like this isn't just going to be people who's going to be walking in and they're just going to do something. That's not how it goes. Like to work with women who are in crisis or at risk of domestic abuse, of honor-based abuse, of any forms of gender-based violence, you need to have everything on lock. It has to be watertight because these are women's lives you're dealing with.
Exactly.
You can't do that just with no resources in place.
No, you need professionals. You need those safe spaces. You need to have a group of people that you 100% trust with these women, because at the end of the day, like it's mine and yours responsibility first and foremost. But it's also the responsibility of the people that, the advocates that we do train, the people that we do get to look after these women. But we can't get to that stage with no money.
You can't. That's the reality. That's the reality. Yeah, so, you just absolutely can't.
So for now, we are working really hard. Like in the next 6 months, the whole Trime project will transform. That's like the goal. Yeah. And we're going to get there because it's that way or no way.
I said that to you, didn't I? I was like, the thing is this whole project is so intrinsically linked to who I am. And I'm so in love with it. We create videos. You know, the videos I love the most are the ones that don't pop off. They're the ones that have like 1,000, 2,000 views. And I'm like, I love this. I don't care how many views it gets because I love it. I'm so in love with everything that we do with Trime that nothing can change that. Yeah. And for me, the thought of now doing anything other than this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right anymore.
No, it doesn't. And I guess, I haven't been in the sector like you have. So I'm new to it. But just the messages that we get, the messages that I get, the messages and emails that we get to Trime's pages and social media platforms, it moves you completely for the rest of your life. And that's why also, like, when I look at Trime, I look at it like a baby, but I look at it as a place of hope and a place of change. I look at it something that's going to change everything for Albanian women. Absolutely. It already has, but I feel like, but I know it will. It will continue to change women's lives. It's just, without the money, we can't get anywhere. But we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. And, now we're locked in. Like, we've almost, literally.
And,
might as well just bury us each other with together, bruv. Like,
I'm so in the trenches and so focused on this shit that I'm not.
I was going to say, I was like, chka. What happened? Did you eat them off?
No, I didn't. Yeah, well, no, I picked them off.
Yeah.
I just was that anxiety ridden. I picked them off.
I don't mean to laugh, but you know which song comes into my head?
I don't mind. I have no idea.
I've got it in my head. I'll send it to you afterwards. That's what you're reminding me of, like a golf
I'm telling you,
crash out.
I'm in the trenches right now. But I'm also at a point, whilst I'm talking about, this week being a bit of a tough week and being those triggers stacked. So even though they're actually not big problems at all and they're actually proper first world problems. So even though this week is a bit of a emotionally tricky week for me, I am at that point in my life where I know that this is temporary. I know that how you feel is temporary. Had this have been me 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to get out of bed.
Yeah.
In fact, there's been times, when the first year I met Dan, I've suffered from depression ever since I was a child. That's always been my go-to coping mechanism from trauma, from early childhood. And even it was 3 years ago, my last actual proper depressive episode, I couldn't get out of bed for 2 weeks. I couldn't get out of bed for 2 weeks. And to have your partner literally lift you out of bed and put you in the shower, make sure you're still taking care of yourself. That, I remember coming out of that and thinking, oh my God, I made it.
Yeah.
Oh my my God, I made it. Like, I'm still alive. And like, here's this person that really took care of me and really loves me. And that changed so much for me in my own recovery journey, because that was the point of almost like a little bit like a point of no return, when I thought, next time I have this feeling, I might not always be able to stop it, but now I have an awareness that it doesn't last forever.
Exactly.
And depression is really, it's insidious and it's evil, because a lot of people think depression is feeling sad. And, you know, for the longest time, I didn't know that I had depression, because I wasn't feeling sad. I wasn't feeling happy. I wasn't feeling I was feeling nothing, like complete void. Yeah, numb. And I remember saying it to my therapist. I was like, I wish like at least I could feel sad. Then I could say I'm depressed. And he was like, you are depressed. I was like, but I don't feel sad. He was like, exactly. That's what depression does. It depresses your emotions, because it's the only coping mechanism you have to trauma. And that particular time with Dan, when she took care of me when I wasn't feeling great, that changed so much for me, because I was like, oh wow, like I've created this life for myself. I'm no longer alone in this anymore. And so I say all that to say that in a week like this, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, would have finished me, floored me, kaput, done. You wouldn't have heard from me. I'd be like, Trime's done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Trime's done.
Yeah.
Would have dragged you outside of the house. Mad Trime's done.
But, so I was saying all that to say that I know now that doesn't last forever. But also, I created a life where the people I have in my life, they're like that.
You've got your family. You've got your village.
I created my own village. And that took me my whole life to do.
Yeah.
So whilst I have been in the trenches, I still know that I've got you, I've got Dan, I've got other like beautiful, beautiful friends in my life that I've been able to lean on this week and be like, this is how I feel, like, what do I do? And you've all just held me up.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Because I felt a bit like, I don't really know what to say. So I just kept solutions like, Lejla, think about it this way. Lejla, you don't control this. So, you know, like, I was just trying to like.
I can't clean my house. I can't have my cleaner for weeks.
And that's why I said to you, do you want me to come, bro? I'll clean your whole house. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll clean your whole house.
When you said that, I was like, pull yourself together, girl.
No, because I was
go change your bed sheets.
I was like, I'll take this whole weekend off.
No.
Send Crab to work and I'll come and clean your house.
Absolutely not. I'll never let you. No.
Hey, it's a normal thing. There's nothing too big for one day. What if you have to come and clean my house?
Oh, I would.
I know you would. Exactly.
No problem.
So, like, yeah, like, definitely. That's that, because I know better than anyone what just a clean house does for your mental health.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely.
What a clean house does for your mental health, just having everything organized and in their places, honestly, kind of rests your mental state, because at least that is done.
Yeah.
And at least you don't have to worry about that. And if something goes off, like the bombshell that I had this morning, and it's not just today, it's just been going on and on and on and on. And I've like, before like the old Leo, before like you, before I even met you, and before like I actually started talking about my feelings a bit more, and because I've always had my husband, I've always had him, but I've never piled on my emotions onto him because I've always felt bad.
You feel like you're a burden, even though you're absolutely not a burden.
Exactly. But now that this new Leo is here, resorted, welcome.
You have arrived.
Yeah, I have arrived. I feel like actually I can feel the feelings that I'm feeling, and I can feel overwhelmed, and I can feel sad, and I can feel angry, and I don't have to take it, because now I realize that all it's doing is it's actually piling up the anxiety and stress in me, and then that just triggers loads of PCOS symptoms that I'm trying to get away from.
Which leads me to ask you the question, have you gone to have the massage yet?
No.
All this talk, where's the action? All this talk, where's the action?
I'm getting the lymphatic drainage massage in Turkey.
Here.
I know.
You have to give yourself the time. Like, you have to give that time for yourself. And that's one thing I have been doing lately is actually, even if I don't finish all of my tasks, even if I am stressed, I'm still making time to do fun things.
You have to.
I have to, like on last week. Listen, when I say last week, yeah, trenches. I take a shot for the amount of times I said that in this episode. But it was like, I think it was Thursday. I hadn't even completed half of my task list for work, yeah. I called Bella downstairs. I was like, Bella, come and help me clean the hot tub because I'm filling this up tonight and tomorrow we're going to get in the hot tub. I don't care how much work I do or don't do. We're going to spend the weekend in the hot tub. And we did. It was like, I had to.
Yeah.
I had to because I thought if I keep going on this hamster wheel, on this merry-go-round, I'm just going to...
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, that's my number one rule. In the evenings, that's why I'm really quiet in the evenings. In the evenings, YouTube, you're going to laugh at me, but I'll put like 10 videos of like construction videos, like building houses. And
no, but I love that.
Like, that's
I love
what
that. I like the transition.
Yeah, I just watch everything and I learn like, you know, which drill, and that's what I like to do. I like to watch how people make houses. And my husband always makes a joke. He's like, up until now, we've built 20 houses from you just watching all those YouTube videos. I'm like, but the
self-taught one.
But literally, I'm like, and I build everything.
You're gonna thank me then.
Exactly. Like, I've fixed so many things in the Banes, and he's just like, well, yeah, girl. Like, which teacher didn't do that? And I'm like, because I will learn how to do it. But yeah, like it's having fun and having space for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making space for yourself. Because you don't have to go out anywhere. My social battery is like 0%.
It doesn't exist.
I would rather be at home with literally my builders in the TV showing me how to build a 4-story building mansion and which stone has to go where and why you have to use
for
this.
Everyone who's currently building houses back home, I'll let
Call
your girl.
I'll
let your girl for the work.
Call me up. But that's what I love to do. And then or put a Korean drama on or like just watch food shows or, you know, just stuff that actually make me feel.
Show.
Yeah.
I love me a food show. Do you know what my guilty pleasure is?
Mukbangs.
And no, yes, but no. But you know, on TikTok, what I eat in a day. Like for some, you know, like for the content we create, it's not the content I consume.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, I create this content. We create this type of content. It doesn't mean it's for everyone.
Yeah.
When I'm at home and I'm decompressing, I'm watching what people eat in a day.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
I watch people what they pack. Like literally, like come with me to Colorado. Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell are you packing?
I'm obsessed with what people eat in a day. It just helps me decompress. It helps me go into a little bit of a brain rot.
Yeah.
I have to because this is so emotionally draining. A lot of like creating this kind of content and doing this kind of work. You have to find just little pockets.
You have to 100%, because if you don't and you're constantly in the same cycle of like the content that we're making, it will drive you mad. You'll become stale with the content you produce. And that's kind of what I've been feeling, like just a bit stale.
Yeah.
But it's just been because I've just, like you know, when you're stuck and you know you're preparing to move up or whatever, but you're stuck. Yeah. And because you're stuck, it's just like, oh, when? Like, I can't wait. And that just takes over your brain. Yeah. And then it's just like, yeah, but you know what? Like, we're getting there. And that's kind of, and that feeds into everything. Honestly, that feeds into everything.
But I have to say, though, like the kind of taking the time out for myself, I've 100% needed it. And it has helped me every day become a bit more motivated, like to create content. So it is working. And if it's something that you practice often enough, the risk of burnout won't be so high. Exactly. Because especially when you're doing this work, like whether you're creating content, working in Vogue or doing both in our case, the burnout is such a fast turnaround. Yeah. Like you've witnessed me. Yeah. Like I'll be burnt out. And then I'll come back to, like, I'll gather all my spoons. And then before you know it, I've plummeted again.
Yeah, because you haven't actually built any habits. You haven't processed anything.
Exactly. I haven't practiced what I preach to everyone.
Neither of us do that.
Oh, no. But we have to. We have to. So then we can come in the studio on a regular basis and be excited to record and not think like, I'm so tired, I'm so burnt out, I've got nothing to say, even though we have the most to say.
Exactly.
But that's how it leaves you feeling. You're like, I don't actually want to get in the studio and talk. I don't want to. I've done so much other work this week. I don't have the motivation. I don't have the energy to then go in the studio and talk about violence towards women and girls.
Yeah, because you're drained from everything. Yeah. I mean, I don't speak about violence against women and girls all day, but bruv,
just being a woman living in the world is enough.
Sometimes when you've got a meeting with a customer for 2 hours and the customer's a man, and the first thing they say to you is, "Oh, I didn't know you knew so much."
So, what?
Yeah, I expected you to not be able to answer my questions.
Stop it now.
You know how many men I've had say that straight to my face?
But this is what I mean. It's not even just about working in the sector directly. It's you're just a woman in the world.
And it's so hard. And then by the end of it, they're like, "Oh my God, Leonarda, thank you so much." So fuck you. How about that? How about that? Fucking hell.
Oh my God.
And it's just like, but to be fair, I work in a really male-dominated industry, and
the world is male-dominated.
Yeah, everyone I come across, they're so surprised. If I have to go to a meeting with an architect, they're so surprised. Like, I thought you were Leonardo. No,
the whole world is. This is and deep here. The whole world is male-dominated, and yet when you create spaces like what we've done with Trime, they all then have a bitch fit because it doesn't center men. Yet men can go anywhere they want in the world and be free and safe.
Yep.
You create one small, tiny, safe space just for women.
Yeah. And they have
everyone loses their shit.
They have baby man tantrums. You're so fat. You don't know what you're talking about. Look at you. Look at you. Like, thanks. What else are you supposed to say? I don't. The good thing is I'm so happy that, because I know in the beginning you said to me, Leo, you know, are you going to be okay? We're going to get loads of hate comments. And I'm like, I don't give a shit.
No, but I think like that. What I was anxious about was like, I've been doing social media. I don't like, I'm very thick skinned. I don't care. But I genuinely like, it's, you know, when we get the messages all the time, like, I don't know how you cope with this. If it was me, I'd go mad. But like, I don't know how you explain to people you don't care when you don't care. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to quantify not caring when you don't care. Right. And so for me at that point, like, I genuinely just didn't give a shit. Like, people would say so much dumb shit about me and I don't care. But I was like, I know that you hadn't really done social media that way. And I was like, fuck, like, what if it's just too much for her? Like, what if the comments, because I knew from the beginning what kind of comments we were going to get.
A year later.
Here we are a year later.
A year later, we're taking the piss out of the comments.
Absolutely.
They hate comments. A year later. That's why I say it's like a positive, like cherry on the cake for me. Each time I get them, if I read them out to my husband, he's just like, how? Like, how are you okay with this? I'm like, because I don't give a shit. Do they pay for my car?
Sometimes, like, I'll read the comments and, like, or, like, I'll read them, like, say, like, if Bella's around and she'll just burst out laughing. She's like, they really just don't know you, do they? I'm like, no, Bob, they don't. That's why I don't care. That's why I really don't care.
Yeah, nowhere.
So what are we taking away from this episode?
We've grown. Trime is growing into something boss bitch. Like, it was always a boss bitch kind of thing, but it's where Trime is going is I'm excited for the women, Albanian women that are going to witness it and have the opportunity to actually, you know, have access to whatever kind of resources without saying too much. But I'm excited to where we're going to be this time next year.
Next year, yeah.
I'm so, because I can feel it. I can feel like this time next year we're going to be like, oh my God, do you remember the last year we were stressing like dickheads? Like, do you remember last year we were stressing over things and we had nothing to stress over? So I think what I'm taking out of this specific episode is I'm so happy to be back, and I can't wait to see what the next next 6 months take us, because I feel like we're just at the edge of the cliff and we've got no parachute on. That's how I feel like.
No, it is true. We actually don't have a parachute.
And that's the most exciting part.
Yeah. I'm glad it's exciting for you.
It's exciting because my analogy is, if we have no parachute on, we're never going to stop.
But we're doing it anyway. But we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to do it anyway, and we're not going to stop. And there is no bottom. There is just the unknown.
Practice self-care.
Yeah.
We're going to put ourselves first. Yeah.
Yes. And affirmations.
Yeah. And we're going to practice patience.
Yes.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yes.
And that's how we're treating this.
Yeah. If you've come this far in this episode, please leave us an emoji, a heart emoji, and please subscribe and like and share the podcast, please.